How you guys and girls doing today? Simpson Nate here, and in this video I'm bringing you audio podcast 2, the two main reasons why Twitch streamers and YouTubers fail. Let's do it.
My bitch too foreign in the visa. I don't need her. Pull a drop top with an eater. Two-seater. New bitch wanna fuck in my AP.
How y'all doing? Like I always say, I appreciate every single one of y'all stop my videos. Y'all just aren't subscribers and viewers. Y'all family, and I appreciate it and love y'all. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe and like. Also, make sure to check down the social media. Hallelujah. Alrighty then, y'all. So y'all just wanted to sit back and talk. And y'all being a streamer and YouTuber, man, especially nowadays, it's starting to become like oversaturated as time goes by. And this is not saying it in like a negative kind of way, like you still can't get into it. Of course, the time is now. The time is now to get into it and build something new, and have passion for it. But in this video, I wanted to talk to y'all about, in my opinion, the two main reasons why streamers and YouTubers normally don't make it to where they want to be. And I can only see two reasons. Number one, and I feel like both of these, they kind of connect in a way, but I feel like I'm going to spend like maybe 5-10 minutes on each one. But number one would be not building relationships with people or social media marketing. Shout out to Ashley Christ. Actually, I'll have a link for her channel in the description. She's a real cool YouTuber, has taught me a lot of things about Twitch and YouTube and things like that. She's a great content creator too, and she's got me to not like that word networking. And so the way I see it, is when you are starting out, right? And this is for me. And you're starting out, and you start streaming. When you're in the baby phase of streaming or the honeymoon phase of streaming, everything's going great. Everything's going good and things like that. And maybe you get rated a couple of times and hosted. People are donating to you, subbing to you. Everything's good. You're feeling on top of the world. And a couple of weeks go by and things like that. And everything starts becoming stable. Like it's not bad, it's not horrible, but it's not like how it used to be, and you plateau. You come to a certain point that you plateau, and there's only like a certain point that you're going to be able to get past, and you're going to actually have to put in the work. And when that comes in, that has to be with building relationships. And I'm going to tell y'all a story. So I'm sitting there, and day in and day out, I'm streaming, and all my people in my Discord are telling me to do this thing, but I'm just letting it fly over my head because I'm thinking that like it's not that big of a deal, or it's important, but it's not that important. They're like, man, you need to get on there, get on Twitter, Instagram, and talk to people and stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, that's kind of important. I don't gotta worry about that. And I would be sitting there, and weeks will go by, weeks and months and things, and I'm like, man, why am I not growing? It makes no sense. And I noticed, and I thought to myself, like, I broke it down from step one, right? We break it down, and I was like, okay, what do I need in my stream? I need people. How do you get people to watch you or to care about you? And I thought, well, you have to care about them. Then I was like, then I realized it. Like, when I looked at networking, and that's why I don't like using that word. Building relationships is a whole different thing. When I looked at networking, I looked at it as work. I looked at it as like a negative kind of thing. I looked at it as, I don't feel like going on Twitter and putting my links all over here and this and that, or sending people my links and stuff. And see, that's a good thing too, because naturally, and let me also explain that is not effective, whatever you want to call it. I call it building relationships. You can call it social media marketing, promoting, whatever you want to call it. That is not effective marketing. Going into other people's streams and talking about your stream is the most disrespectful thing you can do, whether it's aggressively, which is just straight up going in and saying, hey, come check out my channel, I'm streaming right now, or passive, which is what most people try to do. They try to be an asshole about it, but you'll still get banned for it. They'll say things like, oh, well, I'll talk to you later. I'm about to go start my stream up. Or, hey, man, I'm streaming this too. You mind if I play? Things like that. Or, so doing things like that, going on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and going into people's DMs and messaging them and just sending them your link, that is not effective whatsoever. There's an old saying when you're growing up, if many of y'all might have heard this when you were kids, and it was, treat people how you want to be treated, or, do to someone what, you want them to do to you. And, so if you get a DM, right? And, y'all break it down. You gotta be G real with me now. Like, you get a DM and it's just a link. What you gonna do? Like, my first reaction, that happened a couple weeks ago, actually. I was sitting in a Discord with a friend of mine. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. And I got a freaking direct message. And it was like, there was no introduction. And this was like a real person. Like, there was no introductions, there was no hey, no hello, no how you doing, no hey, I checked out your content is great, mind checking mine. It was just a link to their channel. Like, that's it. Just a link. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then my friend's like, calm down. Like, who the fuck? And like, there's only 2 things you think about when someone does that. Number one, this is probably a bot or something, or an auto DM, which is extremely, an auto DM is just, I'm not even getting to that, but that's just extremely just like unauthentic. Or number 2, just the person who's just trying to spam their link. And, you got to think, and I would think to myself, but why, nobody's coming to check out the channel? It's like, you haven't given them a reason to, there's a certain reason that people, and this is just common sense for some people, but it didn't really resonate with me. And I was like, I'm not giving people a reason to come to my channel. Like, I'm not going in active conversations. And, another little miniature backstory, y'all, is like, I'm introverted, right? And, for people who are new to the channel, welcome to my channel. How you doing? But, for all the people who have been here since, 100, 200, 300 subs, your legacy, Tempster 918ians, y'all know I'm... for a kid, I'm a 90s kid, and being in this generation, I'm not like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, I don't waste my time, I'm trying to better myself. I'm only interested in doing things that I can better myself, entrepreneur, things like that. I don't have time, for that. And one of the things that comes along with that is like, I'm not really a big social media person, right? So like, some people can just spend hours on Instagram or Twitter and things, and the only thing I would see when I would look at Twitter or Instagram, I would compare Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and all that to the same thing that I would compare the news to. Nothing but drama. So, I took that and I had that as my excuse. And I would rationalize and tell myself, because every time somebody would tell me, what you need to do is start getting involved in conversations, building good relationships with people, I would use that as an excuse. I'm like, I'm not trying to go on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and get in these conversations, because there's nothing about drama. Jake Paul this, YouTube fight that, someone's dead, someone died, someone got wrecked, oh, this, that. And like, I was like, man, and I was sitting there, I was thinking, and heads up, y'all, to all the introverts out there, man. This is me to you right now, y'all. All the introverts out there, bro. It's not that bad. I honestly thought, and the thing about it is that it really changed my mindset, because I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I went in with the mindset, and it was just like a really negative mindset. I went in with the mindset, and I was like, man, I really have to go on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and shit and getting involved in conversations I don't care about, just to get to know a couple of people who might not even come to my stream anyway. Like, that's like, I wasn't thinking any positive benefit of it. I was only thinking that I could spend 2 hours a night on all these platforms, liking people's tweets, retweeting, getting involved in conversations, answering people's questions, and they might not even check my channel out. Like, and then I was like, you can't expect, but you don't expect things, but human nature, it's just automatic, and I noticed that happens with me too. Human nature is just, when you help someone out, normally if they're a good person, they'll naturally want to help you out. Like, I'll notice that I'll even do that, and it won't even be something on purpose. It'll just be automatic. Like, if I go on my feed and I see someone has liked a whole bunch of my tweets, or has like retweeted me a lot, or has been constantly talking to me, they won't have to ask me. After a while of constantly seeing their name everywhere, I'm like, does this person create content? Like, I'll just go on their page. That's how, you effectively get to know people. And, I was getting back to it. It's not that bad, y'all. It really isn't that bad. Getting involved in these conversations, I actually look forward to waking up in the morning. I do usually do this. I have like a little ritual at night. What I do after I got the shower and everything like that, before I, go to bed, I'll like spend 30 to 45 minutes on each platform, and I go through a couple of hashtags, and I, see what's under those hashtags, get involved in conversations, like people's stuff, talk in people's questions, retweet, just things like that on Instagram, like people's pictures, comment under their pictures, maybe if they're live at that moment, go to their stream, give them a follow, stay for a good couple of minutes, go back to, I would spend 30 to 45 minutes on each platform, right? And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like, I actually got, I was actually getting excited. Like, I would wake up in the morning and be excited to check my phone to see, what people had said, because, when you respond to people, they'll come to your page and they'll check you out, and, and this is like, I'm not gonna, I can't even deny it. Like, I've gotten more followers on Twitter and Instagram in these past couple of days, in terms of like, not like a overall, but just like in a sudden spike than I ever have, just streaming and hit my mic, streaming and just spamming links, And I was like, wow. And like, and I was like, so this is what happens, when you genuinely care. And I was like, man, like, this is good. So I just wanted to put the first point out there, y'all. You have to care about people, man. You have to be genuinely interested in other people and, what's going on with them, because then naturally, they will care about you. And this is not 100% guaranteed. This is not, you're not going into, and if you're going with the wrong mindset, you'll see it as a waste of time, and you'll fall right back into that cycle of not doing it. And then you'll wonder why you're not growing, more frustration, and that leads to quitting. Like, you don't go into it with the mindset of, and I'm real happy that even though I did, I was still able to turn it around. But don't go in with the mindset of, man, now I gotta go on Twitter and Instagram and go on these damn conversations to act like I care about people. I really hope that I get a couple follows out of it. Like, don't go in with that mindset, because you won't see the positive out of it. Go on and just think like, ooh, like, and like, I will go on Instagram and Twitter and like see random conversations. I'm like, I agree with that. Or like, I'll see conversations, I disagree with the hell this person's saying, what the hell? Or I agree with that. Or this is interesting. Or what's going on over here? Now, the drama, you don't have to, that's like on top trending, and you don't have to get involved in that. You pick and choose your hashtags. That's another thing I noticed. Like, you can pick and choose the conversation you get involved in. You don't have to go to where the negativity is, and like I said, y'all, it's really fun. Like, it's not as bad as I really thought it was going to be. And I'm really happy that I'm learning, and it's becoming a habit. You form a habit, and I'm really happy I'm getting to do it. And I'm, meeting some nice people. And like, once again, it's really good to meet people who are on your level, realization, even though it's on the back of your mind, just a simple realization that you're not alone, and that you're not the only one going through these things. And I saw a tweet a couple of days ago, and the person was talking about how, on your good days, I know you're gonna have days on your good days and your bad days, but never give up. I'm trying to see everyone eat. And I was like, man, that's a good ass tweet right there, man. Because I'm just like, man, and I know y'all feel this. For those of y'all who have been streaming for a long time, maybe y'all been going for about the time, and that long 2 or 3 years. It's not, it's not legacy, but like, you know what you're doing, your stuff. You've been around for a good while, and you have some days, and you feel like you're crushing it. As Gary Vee would say, you're crushing it. You're on top of the world. You're getting down to business. You're getting subscribers. You're getting followers. New people are coming in your channel you never seen before. You might get a host, might get a raid that day. And then there are other days, man, when you're just sitting there and you're like, yo, what am I doing? Like, I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I'm not going to bullshit y'all. There were days, y'all, when I wake up and I was like, man, yesterday's stream was great. I can't wait to get on today. Then there are other days, man, when I was dreading starting the stream up. It'll be 5 minutes before I start the stream up, and I'm sitting there like, damn. Or like I will start the stream up, be like 2 hours into a game. Game's not going so well. Chat's dead. People aren't talking. I look at the clock and I'm like, yo, and I know this is happening to y'all, man. And I'm like, yo, bruh, I've got 4 more hours of this. There's no fucking way. And man, I'm telling y'all, man, like it gets to the point sometimes nobody else is in chat. Your mod the only ones in chat. And even they start getting bored, so they start doing shit like caps or spamming emotes, just dumb shit. And you're just sitting there like, bro, I can't wait until I get past this point. And, you know, there are just some days, y'all, when you feel defeated, and there's some days when you feel victorious, man. But, you know, you keep on going, man. You know, you keep on going. And the second point, y'all. So the first point, as you know, make sure, y'all, you're building relationships with people, man. First point, y'all, get on social media. Get out there, go to your niche, go to your market, you know, go to, you know, go under the hashtags of the games you're playing, of the console you're on, get involved in conversations. You ever been on Instagram and you just go, and I go on Instagram, I go on like pages and stuff, and or like maybe YouTube or something, and you look in the comments, you're like, I've seen the same fucking person every fucking day. Like I will go on Instagram. And you know, if you're like go to WorldStar or just any famous profile or account, and you'll go into the comments, like, you know, you'll see the top comments on, like, you know, before you don't have to click on view all comments, it'll be, and I'm like, yo, this person is on every single fucking popular post. You want to become that dude, not in a spammy or girl, not in a spammy way, not in like, hey, check out link in my bio, not like that, but just conversations, and that will attract attention. It's like, yo, I can't get away from this fucking girl or dude. Like, where the hell? Like, where is this person coming from? This person's in every conversation. This person's liking, retweeting. This person just won't shut up. I have to go check out this person. Does he create content or she create content as well? And, you know, so like I said, y'all, number one, get genuinely involved in the community that you're trying to get into. Number two, y'all, and this, I feel passionate about both of these, but y'all, this one, I can never comprehend this, y'all. And number two is when people say things like, God damn, I hit my PC. People say things like, have a backup plan. I just want to say this right now. There's no such thing as a backup plan if you have a dream job or you have a dream. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't resonate. Like, there is no, people say you have to face reality. Like, there's, when you're working on a dream, and you know, if you're doing Twitch right now, and Twitch is not something that you know, you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, then you can skip this is the end of the video. You don't have to keep watching this if you don't want to. Or, you know, if YouTube isn't, you know, what you're trying to do for the rest of your life, you don't have to watch this. But when you have something that you want to do for the rest of your life, and you are focused on that and that alone, there is no such thing as a backup plan. Like, that makes no sense. Like, that does not resonate whatsoever. And the reason why is because, number one, if you have a backup plan, you're not going to push yourself as hard. I'm going to be realistic and be real with y'all. If you have a backup plan to something, why would you push yourself that hard? Because in your mind, and even if you say that you are going to push yourself that hard, you won't be working that hard, because subconsciously, we're getting deep, bro. Sub Dr. Phil type shit. Y'all, subconsciously, you're not going to be working as hard because you always have this to fall back on. You always have this to fall back on. That's like you working a 9 to 5, and then you win the lottery, and then you know you have 700 million in the bank, but you still decide to work just because you have nothing else to do. You're not going to tell me that you're still going to be putting in that amount of back-breaking work. Like, if you get fired, your whole life is over. Like, if you get fired, your wife and your kids are put in jeopardy. You're not going to work that hard, because you know for a fact that you have something to lean back on. And that's the same thing with a dream. So the thing about dreams, and the thing I noticed about most entrepreneurs, most Twitch streamers, YouTubers, entrepreneurs, you know, Twitch streamer, YouTuber, entrepreneur, most anything, spokesperson, speaker, whatever you want to call them, when they had something to focus on, they focused on that and that alone. They had multiple streams of revenue coming in on that subject, but they did not have a job to the side. They didn't have a backup. They put everything in. They put their whole passion into it. Because if they didn't put their whole passion into it, they wouldn't be where they are. And I sit here, y'all, and I think to myself, I'm like, man, people ask me, so what'd you do if this YouTube and Twitch don't work out? There's no such thing. Like, it doesn't, that doesn't resonate. I can't compute that. What do you mean? Well, let's just say it doesn't work out, and then you have to do, okay, so, I guess I keep working on it until the day I die. And by the way, even if you're working at a job right now, or you have to work to, to either make ends meet or pay the bills, does not mean and does not give you an excuse to stop working on what you care about or what you dream on. Myself, y'all, as y'all can see, I'm pretty consistent with the uploads. I've been slacking, not on the upload days, but on the content, and I apologize for that. My previous video, or 2 videos ago, but I've been trying to find a job and everything. But I tell you what, even when I had the job, and I was miserable, not with streaming and Twitch, but I was miserable at that job. Like, when I say, like, I was waking up feeling like I had no purpose, man, I was waking up saying, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it was just a repeat, man. The same system every day. Wake up, go to work, see maybe a couple of nasty ass customers in the gas station trying to get on my damn nerves. Couple of them salty because I got my earphones in and I'm at work and I'm a gas station attendant, and they mad that, blah, blah, blah. Deal with them, dealing with the customers there, and get off of work, come home. I didn't have my own space. Like I said, living with my dad, I didn't have that much free room, didn't have a room or nothing. I had to wait until he went to sleep if I wanted to record a video or anything like that, because there was noise in the house. And I would get home, work out or something like that. If I beat him home from working at his job, work out, hop in the shower or something, and I would go straight to sleep because I was tired. Wake up 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and stream from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. 4 hours. Now, of course, it's probably the worst time to stream back at that time because everyone's going to sleep, and that was during the school, where I live at. So, it was like, damn, it was like, nobody was coming in except my mods. Plus, on top of that, to make matters worse, that's when I had that mindset of social media marketing is dumb. And, I wasn't wasting my time with some stupid stuff like that. So I wasn't growing, and everything like that, and I was like, man, but I can tell you one thing. Whether I woke up an hour late, 2 hours late, whether I didn't stream that day, I was right back on it the next day. Whether I didn't feel like recording a YouTube video or getting up and doing a video, you best believe my ass was making a YouTube video and getting them uploaded on the days I said I was getting them uploaded on. Best believe I was still going. And you see, the thing about a dream, y'all, is that when you care about it that much, you cannot stop it like that. Even when you try to, it'll naturally drag you back to it, man. Naturally. Like, that's the difference between working your dream job and working something on the side. You just can't leave your dream job, because then you'll be miserable and your life will be pointless to you, because you're like, this is fine and all, I'm making money, but I'm not doing what I want. There's plenty of entrepreneurs out there, and of course, to the immature people who don't understand it, people like to say things like, oh, well, that's easy. What do you mean you're not happy? You're a multimillionaire. Who cares if you're not doing what you want? Like that's ignorance. That's pure ignorance. Like, if you're not doing what you want, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Financial stability is great and all, but you can achieve that in multiple ways. And if it's not doing what you want, then why are you living? And those are the 2 points, y'all. Like I said, number 1, y'all, building relationships, and number 2, man, like, you need to make sure that when you have this dream, that you're going after it relentlessly. Do what you have to do to make ends meet, get a job, pay the bills, but you better keep on going on that damn dream. And don't use that as some bullshitty ass excuse saying that's why you stop, because that's not an excuse as to why you stop. The only reason why you stop working on your dream is because you decided to give up. Like, and throw this backup plan bullshit out the window. There's no such thing. If you're telling yourself that just in case I fail, what do you mean just in case you fail? Imagine if Usain Bolt said some shit like that. Muhammad Ali or some shit like that. Maybe I won't be the greatest of all time. I won't be the greatest, but you saying, I mean, it's okay if I come in second place, I'll still get money. Like, what? Nah. If you want to become great and you want to surpass people and you want to become great and you want to become one of the greatest, then you have to be laser freaking focused, man. But I hope y'all did enjoy this vlog, this audio podcast number 2, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Simpson 918 out.
Yamagini chain, rest in peace to my superior. Hermes link a feed a village in Liberia. TMZ taking pictures causing my hysteria.